Today I'm here with the lovely Elaine from the food train here in Rossington, and I just want to ask her a few questions so we can learn a little bit about how we can help in the community. So Elaine, what inspired you first to start the food train?
It was the situation where we were getting food every week for the then cafe from Fairshare, and it was coming in every Wednesday. So the option was close it down at the time of the COVID lockdown,
right,
or do something else with the food. And so I spoke to the cook and said, what do you think about us doing a sort of food delivery service? The Trussell Trust Food Bank used to be in the building as well.
Right.
And they disappeared a month before when they got wind that there was some issues around it.
So you still wanted to do something to give back to the community?
We wanted to do something because we were a community cafe.
Yeah.
But with the food bank going out of the building, they had regular people every Thursday, and some of them weren't local because they did all over Doncaster and anybody could turn up to the food bank. But we were thinking about the Rossington people, bearing in mind we were talking about social distancing and going on buses to Christchurch.
It was a strange old time, wasn't it?
Christchurch was where they were, and effectively we discussed it for about 5 minutes and said, yeah, let's give it a go. And then we got a group of people that we'd actually established as community helpers that at the time were called the Connectors, and we had about 20 of them.
There's a lot of collaboration going on here.
Yeah, so got in touch with them, we started Zoom meetings very early, had a Zoom
before
meeting,
people knew what they were.
and they asked a load of friends, so by the time we did actually start it, we had 70 volunteers.
Wow.
And we needed people for packing, people for delivering, and then they were doing things like pharmacy visits, post office visits for pensioners. So we had to do a lot of DBS stuff with them as well.
Helping some vulnerable people.
Yeah, helping those. There were some sad cases that we dealt with, but...
Would you say they were the biggest challenges?
They weren't the biggest challenges. They were literally everybody who needed food was a challenge. How do we get it to them? Some parts of the village were not needing anything, but at the height of when we were delivering into every section of the village. In the early days, it was this side, our side of the railway crossing, but gradually we were gathering people from the other side because people were getting scared.
Yes, of course.
Our guys were well versed in, sort of the 2 metre limit, and we had loads of PPE.
But people still needed looking after, didn't they?
Exactly. So in those days, from the day that they did the lockdown, we actually did our first delivery, and we started somewhere around 180 parcels going out every week, not all on one day, thankfully.
Yeah, and what do you think you're doing now?
We are doing roughly 25 to 30 once a week now.
Yeah.
And we only have 2 deliverers, whereas we might need 6, 10, 15, depending on how many we were dealing with in the early days.
And so what sort of response are you getting from the community that, this is absolutely helping them and it's a lifeline for them?
The people who receive the goods are very appreciative. We have half of them, of that 25 to 30 coming in and collecting. So I see them every Wednesday and have a chat to them. They've all got different difficulties. They're not all financial. There are some that they just can't do shopping, end off. But if they come here, they've got at least
and that
a bag.
Community spirit as well, I guess.
Exactly,
that's why people come here, because it's familiar faces.
But those, say a dozen of them come and collect. So I see them weekly and we can touch base about their difficulties and whether they're improving. And some do.
Yeah.
But the others are being taken out. So it's just 2 car boots full. Whereas those of us who were delivering in the early days, and that certainly wasn't me, because I was one of the people who had to isolate.
I remember, yes.
So I was literally at home telling people, you need to do this, you need to do that. from a distance, and
supervising.
Yeah. So it happened, is all I can say, that those roughly 50 volunteers each week were doing things for us.
That's amazing.
And there were two of us managing it. One was managing the admin and I was managing the food train side of it. And because we hadn't got a lot of storage space for food, that's where I came up with the name, that it's a one-stop
train.
The train comes in, it leaves the stuff, it gets packed up, it goes out.
What an inspirational lady you
are. On
are.
the same day, so that effectively we weren't storing. If you look in this room now in the cupboards, we do store, but that's because of donations that we get and food that we collect in advance.
Yes, I understand.
To be able to say, yes, we've got a delivery next week.
So if you could speak directly to the community of Rossington, how can the Rossington community help you to keep this going and growing?
Just remembering that we are here, because for it to grow...
Where's here? Explain to them where here is for the people that don't know.
It's at Home Scar. We're still based here, despite people thinking that the place is closed down. We're still here, we're still operating, and they can get in touch with us with the usual number, which is on all of our adverts. And there's a little set of questions before we'll say yes. And there is a protocol that we have to go through, because some of the money we rely on is government money. Right. And they put all sorts of hurdles in the way for things, for want of a better word.
We can put all your contact details into the post as well. So for you, for the support, is it buying food? Is it sharing these posts more vividly for you? Is it volunteering or something else?
I can't do more personally to advertise that we're here and what we're doing, because we don't only do the food train, we do lots of other support work as well. And I manage the parish council fund for people who need things that are material things.
Double-hatted everywhere.
So it literally takes probably
What's the most prominent thing that you need? How can we support you as a community?
I think at the moment it's just making sure that people remember where we are, because I'm not particularly a person who likes to stick my head above the parapet. I do things quietly behind the scenes, let the other people take the glory.
Yeah, but if the community don't know about it, they can't come and help, can they? So it's Home's Car where we need to be supporting Elaine and this wonderful, wonderful food train
it's the double whammy of people bringing food in. They need to check the date on tins, because you can imagine people empty cupboards and think, I'll take that to the food train, and we get tins with 2016 on it. I've done that myself and thought, no, I'd better put that in the bin.
But I suppose even for people that can have that funds to do it, maybe just a couple of extra tins in their weekly shopping would help, wouldn't it, to bring down?
We do have the basket at Asda just up the road there. That's a community basket, and they've agreed that all the food that's in that comes to us.
Comes straight to you.
And that helps us to fill the cupboards up.
Yeah, which is a great idea, because it's just a couple of extra items in your food basket that's going to help another family in the community that will come here and be distributed correctly.
We do pets as well, because when you look at...
I didn't know that.
Where are the greatest costs that people have, even though they're struggling for food themselves, they'll still have a pet. Yeah. Some of them have more than one pet. So we do roughly once a month a dog and cat run alongside the food train run, and then the opposite weeks to that, once a month, we do a nappy run, because
they are expensive, aren't they?
Very expensive.
I think Pampers is something like £5 a pack or something now, my daughter was telling me.
You have a look how much
it's even
they are.
More than
it's
that.
A lot more than that. We have got organisations that we can turn to that provide us with those kind of things if they've got the supplies. So periodically I might go to the hygiene bank and they'll give us soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, whatever.
So what I'm hearing you saying, Elaine, is it's not only is this a food train helping the community, people can actually come here to be signposted for other help.
Yes.
So I think that's probably something that's not been resonated enough, that this is a signpost place where people can get lots of different help that they might not necessarily know that it's available.
So we've got the council in the same building, so we can call on them, and my situation is, if I don't know, then I know someone who does.
Yeah. Everybody knows Elaine.
Not necessarily the man who can, it might be the woman who can.
Yeah.
But the idea of signposting is becoming more prevalent throughout Doncaster. They want integration, and we fight for integration. Come and sit down and talk to people, please.
Yeah.
So I've just had a phone call, a text message in fact, from someone who used to come regularly. She's not been for a couple of months, and that's because they move in or about the borough. But she would come in, say, once a month and talk to people about possible employment routes.
Okay.
And
so it's much more than just around the food,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously, just to finish this off then, Elaine, is there anything you'd like to say to thank the people that have supported you to date?
And it's just everything and anything that people give us. You know, 1 tin means 1 tin less for us to find. When you've got 25 bags to fill, you've got 25 of 1 tin to find. So
Yeah.
we'll hoard them until we've got 25. But just thank you particularly for the appreciation that the actual users of the food give us to us as
And
well.
anybody that didn't want to actually give physical food, would you take cash donations?
Yes, yes.
That
We
would
do-
be amazing,
we do
guys.
have that.
Every penny, every pound will count,
Yeah.
and that will help another
Yeah.
family that's not as, I don't know, maybe not as well off as other people, or just struggling a little bit. But anybody in the community that needs that little bit of help, if anybody can donate some money to Elaine's cause at the train, at the food train, that'd be amazing. But Elaine, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you.
And I think more people need to know what you do, because
Yeah.
you're just one amazing lady. Thank you.
It's not me, it's us.
Yes,
'cause
absolutely.
That's how
But
I
it was your
see
your baby, and you've shared it. And how many families you've helped? I'm sure they're all very, very
There
grateful.
are hundreds over the 6 and a bit years. It's about 85 to 100 every week get some food from us.
Amazing, gosh.
But in the early days, it was triple that.
And I can still see the emotion coming
yeah,
through now
yeah.
that you're so passionate about this. But thank you so much, Elaine.
Okay,
It's
thank
been
you for
wonderful
this.
talking to you. Thank
Thank you.
you.